Hey everyone, and welcome to this video where we are going to talk about questions and answers that I would like to share with you, because I usually talk about just systems, business, and I'll give you a little bit more insights on like how I think and how I run my business. So let's get started with the first one. The first question is, what inspired me to get into systems? Now, there's nothing that truly inspired me to get into systems. It's just that I always worked hard. And there's been situations where I worked in systems for other businesses because, well, I was not really skilled to do anything else. So that's how I started. And then from there, back in 2019 or 2020, I started working with Bastian Slot on his business as an executive assistant. In reality, I was doing more than just that. And yeah, pretty much I just needed to make money. So that is the reason why I got into systems, and I just realized that actually I love it and it's exactly what I want to be doing. The next question is, what's the biggest mistake you made in your business and what did you learn from it? The biggest mistake I made in my business is try to pay people too much too soon without even them having proved themselves to do things. And it's really hard to demote people and keep them motivated, because when you made a promise to them, now getting demoted for the same role, it just feels wrong. So this is the biggest mistake I learned, and maybe I burned some bridges because I made the wrong decisions there and then I changed my mind. So that is a pretty big mistake. Don't do that. Just take it slow and don't overpromise to people a salary that you cannot possibly afford, or maybe they don't deserve at this point of their journey. What is one thing your clients do that annoys you? They slow me down. Clients usually slow us down. Like, I'm really like, let's go, let's keep going, let's keep moving, let's get our tasks done. And some clients don't really have that culture of getting things to the finish line. And I would say that is pretty annoying. Now, I also offer them like, hey, let's do accountability calls. Let's make sure you get these things done. Like, I try to eliminate as much as possible from their plate, but sometimes they still don't get their stuff done. And that can get really annoying because it just slows down the whole process. And I want to make sure that we can get to the next chapter as soon as possible. What advice would you give your younger self? I would tell my younger self to believe more in myself and stop believing in other people, right? Like, I had an easier time believing in other people than believing in myself, because I was not confident in myself that I can do it and I can be that person and I can do things that are hard and complicated. I can still be successful. And I would rather work with someone or partner with someone than just do the thing on my own. And I would tell my younger self that you actually don't need to do all of that, and you can just believe in yourself and get things done and you'll be fine. Even if you fail, it's totally fine. Failing is okay. Next one is, what is your biggest regret in business? My biggest regret is again the same thing, that instead of just focusing on myself and my offer, I did partnerships where I thought, well, it's going to be fine. Maybe we're going to get faster there. And the reality is you're never going to get faster with other people, because other people will always prioritize themselves, and that is totally fine and that is totally okay. But it's always best to just bet on yourself, go all in with yourself, with what you're trying to do. And from there, you're going to see what that looks like. So my biggest regret is indeed not going all in sooner on my offer. The next one is, what is one project you're currently working on and excited about? That is a project that we're working on with a client who is a consultant, and he's working with general contractors. So what we're doing for general contractors, think about like custom home builders and remodelers. So what we're doing there is we are building their business OS, meaning their business operating system. And that is the processes that they're following, the systems that they will be following, these general contractors, right? Like, imagine if you know anyone who's a remodeler or someone who got their kitchen remodeled or renovated recently, there was a remodeler behind it. And these people, even though they have like big deals, they make little to no money at all. So I'm working with this consultant, I'm building his product together with my team, and this is a really exciting project because I have not worked in this industry before in that sense. I've done like, marketing agencies in that industry or consulting and coaching, but I've never done like their operating system. And it's so exciting because there are different stages that we need to follow. The estimates, the jobs, the contracts, the cost codes, all this is so fun and so exciting and so complicated at the same time that I love it. Like, I don't think there's so many people out there who do it. There are software, but this software also sucks most of the time. So yeah, this is amazing. I love it. Question number 7. What are some red flags you look for in team members? When they're not reliable, that is a red flag. That means they don't show up daily, or every day is a new problem with them, or they don't get things to the finish line. These are red flags that I can literally not ignore. I have a hard time working with people who cannot get things on the finish line and get things done. Like, I really have a hard time working with these people. Usually these people also don't last with me because I really like to get things done. So if you don't like to get things done and you're just lazy, it's never going to work out. So yeah, these are the red flags that I usually look for. Question number 8, how do I know if my operator is good? Again, this person needs to pay attention to details. They need to get things to the finish line without your input necessarily. They need to be able to collect data and come up with solutions without asking you for every single question. And they need to come up with concepts on their own. And then they also need to be organized, of course. Like any operator who does not track data, any operator who is not using any systems, that is not the right operator for you, because everyone knows that scale requires some sort of structure and every operator needs to have that. The next one is, why should I hire you and not anyone else? The reason why people usually work with us is because we really pay attention to detail. We really show up and try to help them. Like when I close deals and I work with clients, I cannot tell from a 30-minute call or like a 1-hour call what we're going to work on. Sometimes we work on more things than what we think we're going to work on. And that makes it different from everyone else, because a lot of people would charge extra, or they'll be like, well, out of scope, not doing it. And of course, there are situations where I'll say, hey, this is out of scope and we need to renegotiate this, but we truly care about our clients. And it's not a dollar amount that you could put to turn that into like, hey, we'll pay you this much for you to care. Like, I truly care about my clients. And then it's also the caliber of like the solutions that we're providing for our clients. This is not just like admin tasks or like systems or like someone who is just organizing and creating SOPs. We are bringing a solution that has all of this, and you can get it all done within 6 to 8 weeks. Whereas if you bring a COO, an operator, a systems integrator, like 10 more people, they're going to take a year and they will still be figuring things out. But we don't figure things out. We've done this so many times before. Okay, next question. How do I go about charging my clients more? Well, have a better product and become an authority in your market. If people understand that working with you means that they're going to achieve their goal, then they're just going to work with you, right? Like imagine you're preparing for the Olympics and someone out there has won multiple gold medals on the Olympics. Would you be open to paying them, or would you want to work with that local trainer? Of course you would want to work with the person in the Olympics. So you need to have that track record. You need to be the best in the industry, and also you need to actually ask for more money. Like, don't undercut yourself. Question number 12. What is the funniest or most unexpected thing that's happened while working with a client? The funniest part, I would say, was when a client turned me into an emoji. I don't even know how that client found that picture of mine. It was a picture where I'm just standing like this from a Muay Thai fight that I had, and the client just turned that into an emoji. And then I'm just chatting with this client, and then the client uses an emoji, and I'm like, what is this? And then I just see my face. So I found that really, really funny. And yeah, I also found this really special. Like someone took the time to create an emoji with my face. That is really nice. Question number 14. What advice would you give to a business owner struggling to organize their operations? You need to break this down into like smaller tasks. Like, don't start with like, oh yeah, we're going to organize this, and you have that spike, that intensity where you're like, oh, today we're going to be organized. Now we're going to do this. You need to solve one problem at a time, and you need to never stop solving problems internally for your operations, because your business is ever changing and you need to set new rules, you need to change old rules, and you need to always be adapting. So I would say if you want to start with structuring your operations, you can do that. And if you want me and my team, then you can check the link in the description. And then last question. If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice when you started, what would it be? I would tell myself to just trust myself more, right? And I think I've said this before, but just trust that this can be done. And, have the patience. You don't need to have this tomorrow, and you don't need to be successful tomorrow. And you don't need to stress about it because you're not successful, within 24 hours. But understand that success, even if it comes in 1 year or 2 years, is still success. And you're not going to retire in 1 or 2 years regardless. So why are you such in a rush to go and succeed and get all the success within 24 hours? Like, sometimes things take time. And that is something I never wanted to accept. I was like, I can do it faster. I can do things, like I can get things done. But sometimes you just need that experience. You just need to fail sometimes, and you need to slow down sometimes, because life will slow you down, or your body will. This is the advice that I would give myself. Besides that, I think everything is exactly how it is. I don't really regret stuff. I think where I am right now, I'm really happy, and of course I'll always want to do better, but now it's a good place to be. So yeah guys, thank you for watching this video, and let me know if you like this types of video. I usually don't really post such videos, but I thought it could be a fun idea. And if you have any other questions for me, then just ask me, and then I can cover them on the next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.